Hello all and welcome to Sky Factory 2.5 episode 13. This is Mordenkaim. The first thing I wanted to start with was setting up our 1000 by 1000 Ender Quarry in the Deep Dark. I've got our first marker here and I've set it on a area where it would be easy to remember. This is negative 200 and X Z 240 as you can see under the minimap. And I'm going to use that as our basis, and I've also loaded up on a bunch of torches here because in the deep dark, the dark can kill you. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go out, and if we run into anything special, then I will certainly stop for that. But other than that, I'm just going to cut to the next 1000. So I'm going to be moving in the negative direction. So at X800, we're going to stop. And we're almost there. As you can see, we got tons of spawns. But we are getting close. There's 801. What the heck? Who's attacking me? Oh, that's a witch. Alright, come on. Come here. Enough of that. Gotta love it. Alright. We're close. We're not in the dark, though. So... oh, there's like a temple or something there. That's cool. What's attacking me? Goodness. They're all over the place. Is that lag or something? Probably all that chunk loading.
It's time to kill.
Alright, that's a little silly. Alright, poison's about to go away. So 800 and 245 is what we said, right? Might have been 225, but we'll check it and find out. So here's 800 and 245. Let's see if it links. It doesn't. It's probably 225. 800 and 225. I think I drifted a little bit. Oh, I bet I did 240. Yeah, probably went with a nice round number. 800, 240. Whoops, can't have that there. There we go. Oh! Creeper! Got him. Okay, so that links. See, we got the purple thing. So, now... whoa, dude, guys. Really? I'm gonna succeed whether you get my way or not. So, okay. Now, we've got that established. And now we need to go this direction for, I guess, another 1000. So it'll be, it's going down. So let's say, how can I do that math? Negative 740? Does that seem right? Yeah, negative 740 should be 1000. So let's do that. My inventory must be full, which is why I'm not picking any of that crap up. All right. So we're going to stand here and at negative 800, negative 740 is our next spot. Well, I got a couple guys following me around here, but I'm at my spot. Let me get that big old whatever head that is. Oh, nice. Overdose. Not sure what that is. But here we are at negative 760. Since we passed the negative, we have to change. This is negative 760. Let's find it here. And 800. Right about here should be right. Let's see. Right, so there we go. That's another 1000. And we're going to go to the next corner. Which has been crashing the game. I think it's just because this jetpack is so fast and loading all these chunks. So I will zap to the next corner. I'm going to go that way 1000 blocks. Okay, we got another friend here. Oh, take in gold armor, dude. Oh, more guys. Oh, Etho. Hey, buddy. I almost feel bad killing him. I like Etho a lot. Gonna get rid of that, there we go. So, did Etho drop? a redstone torch. That's pretty sweet, if he did. Let me see. I want to get rid of something. Well, I have to use this anyways. So now here I am. I'm at the 200 and negative 760. And there we go. Look, it's going both directions. We've completed it. I picked up Etho's redstone torch. I assume that is what he dropped because it makes sense. And now we just got to run back this way. So I found also a couple of like a basalts and a blizz while I was going through this. So I'm going to capture them, but I don't have what I need with me to do that. But there's a blizz right back here. Pretty cool. There's one. See? So there's a frozen area back here. It really doesn't look like it in the deep dark, but you can see it like ice planes right here. They'll spawn here, so it's pretty handy for that. I'm going to capture them so I can use them in my spawner. I'm going to capture one of them and get them in a safari net. And I'll do the same thing with the basalts. They've been in a few places. There's a taint biome back there. So that's one cool thing is we did a little bit of exploring too. So I'm going to go back and I'll set up the quarry back at the other corner when I get there. All right, we're back at the corner here. As you can see, we have made our way back here, and let's take a look at the map real quick just to see where we went. I didn't light very well there apparently, but as you can see, I made a nice big square, 1,000 by 1,000 square, and we're going to start our. You can see the difference between that and 100 by 100 square. So it's definitely going to be a major difference in running the quarry. But let's try to set it up and see how it does. I'm going to dig a spot underneath. And we'll drop our Silk Touch upgrade on it. And then we'll drop our quarry. We'll drop our Tesseract for item transfer. And I'm trying to leave an extra one open for a 3rd speed upgrade because I don't have it made yet. But I do have one of the pickaxes I need for it. It takes efficiency 5, which takes some upgrading. So it does take quite a bit of diamond to create that because it takes like... you have to have 2 efficiency 3s to get an efficiency 4. But anyway, so I'll work on that a little more off camera. But I want to go ahead and put these on here. This should work now. It's got power, it's got Silk Touch, and it's got speed 1 and speed 2. It's got the boundary. And I am curious just how much power draw we're talking here. It says it's drawing a lot. Let's go back and check the other side and see what kind of power draw we see. Well, right now it's showing 0, but what is that? And where did he come from? Do you mind? I don't know. Anyways, it's showing 0. I've seen it can do this now that we've kind of put it over the other side. But you can see that we're getting stuff in our chest, so it is successfully processing. I have a feeling we're going to blow the smooth stone out of the water with this being this huge. I do want to get that speed upgrade done as well. We'll play with that offline, but I want to go ahead now and get started with some Thaumcraft. So I just wanted to verify real quick this was running. I'll get it set up across the way because I'll probably build our Thaumcraft area in the deep dark just because it's somewhere else and less laggy. This seems to be running fine off the grid, and well, this looks like it's doing very well. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to set up our Thaumcraft, and then I will be back in a bit. Okay, we're back, and I want to go ahead and get started with Thaumcraft like we were talking about. So the first thing we need to do to get started with Thaumcraft is make a wand, and it's fairly simple to make. So we want to make an iron wand cap. So let me say wand and see if they do that. Let's do iron cap. I think that's what we need. Very simple. It's just 5 iron nuggets. So let's look up ingot. We'll just get a few nuggets made, and then we'll make our wand cap. We just need 2 of those and a stick. Let me take our stick, take our 2 iron caps, and we have a wand. So pretty simple stuff. And in order to get started with Thaumcraft, we have to right-click a bookcase, which I have set up out here on this little pad I've built. I'll probably end up making this into my wizard's tower, just kind of here. I took the dirt that we cleared out with the quarry, and I added some mycelium to it to make it kind of mystical, I guess. And this is going to be the base for the tower. We'll play with it a little bit, but I wanted to get the Thaumcraft blocks before I continued going much further with it. So let's right-click that, and that gives us the Thaumnomicon. And that is the basic for Thaumcraft. I did find a peck while we were doing the big circle here in the deep dark, so I know where those are. But what we want to get started with is probably creating our basics, which includes our thermometer, which is in here somewhere. But the problem is you need the shards, and the only way to make the shards is to, there's a few ways to do it, so let's look it up here. They're all hammer recipes. So if you look at the basic shards, let's go with like air. You can either do it with essences on magical crops, which I will get there, but I need to get a few first, and that's through sandstone. It has a 100% drop bonus on that. And so I'll probably work towards getting these blocks together in order to get these shards, so we can go ahead. But I wanted to show the need for them before I generated them. And stone slabs. See, there's a lot of recipes here. TNT. Grass block. So I'm going to get these together. Ice. And what I'll do is get these all together so we can generate these, and then I'll come back and we'll generate our first ones, and we'll probably make our way towards getting the seeds going in magical crops, and I'll probably set up a second harvester. Most of that will be off camera because we've already done it. So planter and harvester, get that ready to go, and then we will generate some farms that are generating the essences for all these, so we have auto-generated Thaumcraft essences, at least the base ones. Then we'll look into the other ones later. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay, we're back, and I've got enough stuff together here to get started with Thaumcraft now. One of the things that you'll get from running the quarries, and one of the reasons I didn't see it is I had Silk Touch enabled, but you do get some of these shards actually from running the quarries. So if I look for shard now, I've picked a few up because I've started running this World Hole quarry. Actually, I already ran it and completed it, and now I'm actually building a dirt border around it. This is going to be where I put my farms for long-term shard production. Not that I won't get tons of them from the quarry that's running, but I'm going to actually fill this hole, I think, with 8 or 9 high farms, which we'll talk about later. I probably won't do that on camera like I talked about, but I'm going to lower growth pulsers underneath of them. And these can be stacked. We've talked about them as well. They can be stacked 8 deep underneath each block, and each one that you put under creates faster growth for anything that's on the dirt on top of it. So I'm going to create one that is, I believe, 23 by 23 or maybe 25 by 25 for growing shards. So I'm going to fill this hole with them so they don't look like they're way out of place. They're actually going to go down into the earth like that, into this world hole, and it should be very interesting. And if you take a look at this precision sledgehammer, I'll show you about how big it'll be. It's actually going to move out one more block, and it'll be one block around all the way down, and I'm going to fill that with lights around the outside so it's well lit all the way down. So that is the plan. But let's get started on the Thaumcraft piece. So I've got my Thaumnomicon, and I've also got plenty of shards here. One of the things I'm going to need is I'm going to need a couple tables, and this is for the scribing tools. So let's make 2 of these. And I'll make my scribing tools as well, which is just a glass feel, a feather, and some kind of black ink. I'm using pulverized coal. And that we will show in the Thaumnomicon. And let's go over to our thing here. So we have our area, and I'm going to create my desk right here for now. This can be moved, but you have to put 2 tables next to each other. And if you look at the Thaumnomicon here, you can look. I should probably go ahead and make a workbench too. Just of some kind over here, so I have something handy. That should work. Yep. And what we do is take our scribing tools, take two tables next to each other and click on them. And that makes a research table. Which shows right here. Basically everything we need to do research. But first of all, we want to go ahead and get a thermometer, which is used for researching all aspects. So let's get a couple shards. It doesn't really matter what kind. Let's just take what we have the most of, which looks like fire might be the winner. And then we'll take 2 gold ingots, which I have a ton of. Actually, I have 2 of those. And I think a glass, which really is being used right now. Maybe I can make a couple of these. I think they'll probably substitute, and if they don't, let's find out. So if I take this, I take this. Oh, you know what? That works just fine. Convert like that, this, and that. There's our thermometer. So now if we start looking through this, so what this does is then you can start looking at things, and anything you find that has not been scanned before, it tells you if you cannot understand it yet. And if you see right in the bottom right hand corner, it says I need to study empty things. So what that means, first thing I'm going to need to do is study cobblestone, almost guaranteed. So there's cobblestone here. So I got Terra and I got Perdicio. So as you start building into these, you will get to where you can learn even more about things. So one of the things about Thaumcraft that is a little different than most mods is you kind of build on your existing knowledge, and you do that by scanning things all through the world. So like you want to get some basic blocks together. So let's do a couple. And I don't have an order ready, and I'll get that off camera, but okay, so I tried to record gathering the basic aspects, and it was sort of all over the place. So instead of jumping around like crazy, I just kind of want to review what we're going to do to get access to the basic aspects so you can scan just about anything you want. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the table, and I've got most of them in here, but when you start, you're going to have just a few, and the 2 you're going to need in order to really get started is Aqua and Terra. So if you were to put Aqua, and you were to put Terra, which looks like that, and typically these will be in here when you start your table, and you combine that, it will give you Victus, which is life, and that will open up the door to discovering a lot of different aspects. So once you've got that done, you can do most of the work from blocks you've already been able to find. So one of the first things you're going to want is you're going to want a torch. And I've got everything here in the inventory just to kind of show off that we're able to get it. And most of these are very easy to get, so I'm not going to go over how to make them. But these are all items that you're going to want in order to be able to get ahead in Thaumcraft. So that will give you Lux, which is the light aspect. Then you want Coal, which will give you Potentia, which is energy. Then you want to get a grass block, which will give you Herba. There are also leaves will give you that. There are quite a few things that will give you Herba. Then a trapdoor, which will give you Modus and Arbor, which Arbor is wood and Modus is travel. A chest would be next, and you'll get Vacuos, which is, I guess, a storage type aspect. Then you want your glass block. So I'm scanning myself. That's interesting. Yeah, and I just got a whole bunch of stuff from that. That's pretty cool. So your glass block will give you vitreous, which seems to be like clear glass or something like that, so it makes sense. Then you're going to do a potion of weakness, which I got from my mob spawner. I think I ended up getting it from a witch that spawned in my mob spawner, but that gives you Mortus and Precentiato or Tashio. Two more that you'll need to go on. Then your next one will be a chicken, which I could spawn through to get that. That will give you Volatus and Bestia. You also can get those from a cow or something like that, which is what I used. Soul Sand will give you Spiritus and Vinculum, which is right here, and we generated that a long time ago, so that's something we've had handy. Paper will give you Cognito, which is, I guess, a mental type aspect. Rotten Flesh will give you Humanus and Corpus. And then wheat or any other type of food, really, the vanilla foods will give you Fames and Messis, which are those two that you can see there. And those are also important to go ahead. Flint will give you Instrumentum, which is the pick and shovel. That has to do with tools. And Obsidian will give you Tenebrae. Now, once you have these, you can pretty much scan whatever you want from the basic ones. And I've got a guide for this that I will link in the description. It's just a quick way to get through these basic ones, and that's what I've used for this. Then you can go ahead and get a few more after that. A good one for this is Golden Apple. It'll give you Lucrum, which is the wealth one. It'll give you Metallum, which is the metal. And it will also give you Sano, which is healing. So pretty important one. So a golden apple is a good one to have, and you can get that. You'll get that from either loot bags or your mob spawner. You'll also want to scan a zombie, the mob. That will give you the undead, which is Exanimus. This one will give you Alienness, and the Angry Doll will also give you Census, which Census is one of those that is you can get it from a vanilla flower, but it's relatively rare in vanilla blocks. So the Angry Doll is nice for that because it will give you Census, and there are some other ones that will give that as well. But really, once you've gotten to this point, and then you just take a look at all these here, we could go on for hours on the different aspects, but getting the ones that we've gone over now, that will get you to the point where you can scan just about anything you come across, and then you just take your thermometer, and if it has something that can be learned, you'll be able to scan it. So Bedrock's a good one for this because there's lots of points that you get for that. And this will open up research to you. So what we'll do is I'll go back and I will start to prepare to do the research and do a little bit of reading up on the hierarchies for that. And we'll come back and get into the research side of things. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I've got our basic magical crop farm set up here in the Deep Dark. I'm using this mainly for diamonds and for Minicio essence, and that's so I can build the essences to build all the seeds we need. And what I did when I moved these in here was in the overworld I set up a farm for our shards. So if I put in shard now, you'll see essences for each shard type. And I've also got a lot of it coming in from the quarry as well. So I've got plenty of shards coming in as it is, at least the basic types. And one of those things we're going to use that for is for knowledge fragments. And that's for, those are craftable, basically from those shards. So if I'm going to craft these, I can put 100 in here, and you can see it's going to use those essences that we've got going. So it's nice for that, and then you're going to use those to build these research notes for unknown knowledge. That's the more elusive research for Thaumcraft. So we've got the ability to do that, but if we wanted to just build some regular research notes for something, one thing you need to do is you need to get scribing tools and paper in your inventory, and then take a look at your book, and you'll unlock your researches by clicking on this. I've already got this one done, so if we go... These are already available. No research is necessary, and you just have to pay those aspects. So this one has Modus and the Trap and Bit Bestia to open it. So some of them you can unlock this way just by clicking. So if I was going to unlock this one, I'd just click on that. And since I had everything ready for that, I already received it. This one you have to use a research note. So I'm going to go over how to use a research note next. Let's go ahead and show you this one. So if I want to get a research note for Niter, I'll click that. And if I look in my inventory, there's my Niter research note. And then we have to come back to the table. And I've already got the Goggles of Revealing one in here, just from testing. And so if you put the Goggles of Revealing, you take that off. If you put Niter in, it'll go for that one. And it basically tells you you need to connect Lux and Ignis. So you need to get what these are made up of, or what they turn into, in order to link them all together. And there's a website that helps with this, which I'm going to use in this case. So you just go to the website. I'll have it in the description as well. And you can put what you're coming from, what you're going to, and how many links you have. And it's Thaumcraft 4 and 5 Research Helper. For this one, I'm using version 4.2.2, and I'm going to set it to Lux. And I'm going to set it to Ignis, and I'm going to say 3 steps, find connection. Okay, so based on that, I can use Ignis and Cognito twice to get there. So if I bring Ignis in, I can put it here, drag it, and then Cognito here, Ignis, and then Cognito. And that connects it. And then you can discover Niter. So as you can see, it's now a discovery, and if you right-click it, you learn it. So then if you go into your Thaumnomicon, this is now available. And it shows you that you need to throw glowstone into a cauldron with Ignis, Lux, and Potentia. And we will get into how that works later, but that's basically how you unlock the research. And then if you continue along this path, and you find Elementum as well, it should unlock this. So, which I think is part of alchemy, if I remember right. So, we aren't going to get into too much with how alchemy works right now, because that is a topic in and of itself. But one of the things I want to get to, and I've started the arcane lamp, I want to get to lamps of growth for my farms. So I'm going to try to learn this. And I think as we go a little farther and learn a few more recipes, Lamp of Growth will unlock. So we're going to keep on that path, and I'll be back to just review what we've unlocked, and then we'll probably call this episode there. So that's a basic review of how you unlock research in Thaumcraft, and we'll be back with a little bit more. Okay, so one quick point here about Thaumcraft, and I'm getting shot all over the place, but one thing about the Deep Dark is there are nodes all over the place, and it's something you're going to need. And I've been filling up my wand a little bit here, and you can see that I've got some Viz stored. It's a pretty basic part of Thaumcraft, but it's something I need to talk about. And a good place to find these nodes are in the Deep Dark. So, like this one, for example, has Terra and Aqua in it, as you can see. I need Ignis, and I haven't been able to find it, but I'm going to continue to look. You can also use them for research, because they'll basically give you whatever they have in the node as research points. So a lot of your basic aspects you can get from that. So we're going to go this way a little bit and just see if we can come across maybe something with some Ignis in it. Oh, there's a node right there. Let's see what we get. There's Ordo in there, which I think I need some Ordo as well. So you take your wand, you get close to it, you right-click it, and it will start to fill up. And now I emptied that out of Ordo, but you saw that Ordo went up a little bit. Now if you hover over, this has actually got some Ordo in it, and it'll hold 25 of each. So it's a pretty important part. So we're going to go fill the wand up, and then we'll come back and do some crafting. Alright, we're about out of time, but I wanted to go over at least basic crafting for Thaumcraft. So one of the things we're going to need is we're going to need the crafting table, which is an arcane workbench. So all you have to do to get that is take your wand, now that I've got it full of everything, and right-click on a single table, and that will create an arcane work table. What we're going to make is we're going to make our Goggles of Revealing recipe, and if we look at that, it is, let's go ahead and type it in here. So it won't let me auto-populate it, but I can put it in there. So it's because of these thermometers. You do need a couple of those, and a couple gold, and some leather. So this is where it gets a little different. Now, each of these will have a cost in Viz, and that's taken from your wand. So your wand has to be put here. It automatically puts it in there because we created the table with it. But it will take that from the wand, so you have to make sure you have enough of each of these types of essences from your research, and you pull that from nodes, and that will take it from your wand. So then we create our goggles. And you can see the Viz in the wand has gone down. So now we have goggles of revealing, and if we wear those, we can see our nodes and stuff as we go by. So it makes it where it's easier to see that. So now you can see the node in the world. You don't need to be using the thermometer to see it like you would here. You still need, I think you still need the thermometer to scan, but you can at least use that to see them. So you can see everything. Like I can't scan that with those goggles. And there's actually an add-on too for the Dark Helm. As you can see, one of the enchants is goggles of revealing plus 10 levels. So I'll probably add that to this, which will get rid of these goggles of revealing, but I can also wear this helmet at the same time and get the same effect. So I'll do that off camera though, because we've gone over that before. I'm going to go ahead and add it to that. But that's basically how you craft in Thaumcraft. I'll be doing a lot of that off camera because it seems to be pretty redundant, but I wanted to show you at least the basic process. And other than that, we're going to call this episode here. That is our basic Thaumcraft start, and I want to go ahead and get in more depth because I'd like to get the lamps of growth, and we'll keep going with Thaumcraft, and when something useful comes up, I will certainly touch on it, and we'll probably get a little more Thaumcraft in the next episode. And if we can get to the point where we have wand focuses, we will be able to use warding to create an automated wither farm. So that's probably going to be the focus of our next episode once we get to that point. But that will do it for this episode. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time.